Hello and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. In this video we're going to be showing you how to make one of my sound absorption panels. So let's get into it now. The materials we need to make these sound absorption panels. So I've already made our frame up here just to speed the video up because it takes too long otherwise. This is only a sample size, so you can make whatever size you want. So I've made this one 400 by 400 mil. And 45 mil thick. So the other things you need to make this sound absorption panel is some polyester wadding. Okay, this is 6 ounce. This comes in different thicknesses, but this is readily available to me, so I use this one. This is so I'm going to use a few layers of that, which I'll show you later in the video. And then we need, this is a barrier liner. It's 70% wool and 30% viscose. So that's that. Now in my video, in my AV room, which I showed you in my video, my panels are covered in this stuff, which is wool, 100% wool, but it's 70% cashmere and it's 30% lamb's wool. Now this is a designer fabric which I managed to pick up off of eBay. So we'll put that to one side. We're not going to use this one today. I'm going to use a very special fabric just to show you this, showcase this. Right, okay, so this fabric here is 100% wool, cashmere. And believe it or not, this is £110 a metre. That's what it retails at. This comes from a very specialist mill. And I'm not entirely sure where it comes from, but this is an offcut of something that I've done for a customer. So this is really nice fabric. This is. Now the reason I use wool is because wool is the best fabric for absorbing sound. So so let's get into the video. So we're going to put this to one side a minute, and the polyester wadding. And we're going to start with this wool barrier liner. Now this is basically used for going under a fabric that is not fire retardant. So since 1988, everything has to be fire retardant on upholstery. Right, okay, so we're just going to lay it out onto here. I'm going to cut a piece off of here first. Now the reason I build these panels is to stop the sound from bouncing off the walls, so it softens it. Right, okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray glue this on here initially. We're going to give this 2 layers of this barrier liner. So where did my glue go? Okay, so I'm using this upholstery spray glue initially. So basically all we're going to do is just spray a piece around here onto the frame there. Right, okay, then we're going to put it down onto the fabric. This sticks very fast, this stuff, so I'm going to just stretch it across. Okay. And then with our scissors, we're just going to trim it off. Now you can staple this on, but this just speeds the job up by using the spray adhesive. Now I've seen loads of people using rock wool in the back. You can use rock wool, but I found that using the polyester wadding, it worked better. It's very open. The weave of it's very open, so I just found it worked better. With the rock wool, you probably only need 1 layer of that. You can use that, it's entirely up to you, but I prefer the wadding. Right, okay, so that's that. So we need to just get rid of those a minute, and that. Now we're going to do a second layer, but this time we're going to wrap it over the sides. It's just to soften the sides a bit as well. And we're also going to spray this on again. So we need to make sure we're going to cut it big enough to go over the sides and that. Put that there. Right, scissors out again. Drop it up like that. Right, okay, we'll discard that for a minute. Put it over there. Right. So we're just going to spray down the sides there with the glue all around. Keep it stretched a bit, make sure it's nice and stretched out. Right, we're turning around to this side here now. Okay, then we're just going to spin it round. I'm going to come around to the side here now. Right, okay, that's done. So all we're going to do now is just going to pull, give it a bit of tension, just to lift it up onto the sides. There we go. It's just like making a picture, really. You can use any sort of, I do say that you really need to use wool. I think wool is the best fabric to use. It's not the cheapest, but it definitely makes it, improves it. Some people are using an upholstery foam in the inside, but I found that, I've tried that and I found that it made the room sound a bit too dead. So so this is why I opted for the polyester wadding in the back of it. I've tried loads of different products in there. Right, okay, so we've got that all nice and neat. So basically all we're going to do now is just chop our corners down. Okay, that's one. Two. Right, okay. Right, so now we're just going to chop the sides down as well now. Just let it roll over very slightly. Just gives it a buffer up against the wall. Gets a bit sticky with the glue a bit, but there we go. Pull that off. Just roll it over slightly. Alright, there we go. Nice and neat. Now you could use another layer of this barrier liner if you wanted it white and just leave it like that, which is fine. But I think it looks better if you use a fabric over the top of it. But really you need to use a wool one, a wool fabric. There we go. So that's that. There we go. Nice and neat. Get rid of that bit. Get rid of any rubbish that's on the top of it. Right, so there you go. That's the frame with 2 layers of the wool barrier lining on it. So what we're going to do now is just cover it in the fabric now. Okay, so we've laid our fabric out. So make sure you get the right side. You'll obviously know this is the right side, so we've got it upside down. So basically we need to get the pattern matched up. So the pattern's there, we need to get it, make sure the pattern's in the right place. So that's about right there. Yeah. So I think that's about right. Right, give us enough fabric to tack off there. Enough to the other side, so we're going to chop the fabric now. just need enough to get over to the sides and that. That's just a bit tight there, but it should be alright. Right, let's discard those bits. So, pull this into the centre now. Line up the pattern. Right, so you're going to need a staple gun for this, and this is my staple gun, air compressed, best type of staple gun, but you can use a hand gun, just a hand staple gun. Right, so we're just going to temporary tack it in position now. So you put a staple in on an angle, just so you can remove it afterwards. Okay. And then you haven't stapled it all down, and you've got to mess about pulling the staple out with a staple remover. So then you do corners, in the middle, I should say, not corners at the moment, in the middle of each one. Now you turn it over just to check you've got your pattern in the right place. Right, that looks about right. Okay. Right, so we've stapled it in four places. Now we just want to sort of carry on temporary tacking it now. Okay, so we're going to temporary tack it there. Try to keep it, the pattern, make sure you don't pull it too much so the pattern goes out. And obviously if it's not got a pattern, then it doesn't really matter. So the other fabric that I used on mine is just plain. So but this is quite jazzy, this fabric, so I quite like this. So there we go on to the sides. On some of the bigger panels that I made in there, I had to put a centre strut just so the wood didn't bow in as I was pulling the fabric tight. But as this is only a small one, we don't need to do that. Right, there we go. Right, okay, there we go. The patterns are totally central and equal all over. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start tacking it off properly now. So we just need to remove, you need a pair of pinchers, remove the staple. Okay, and we're going to just staple it along now. Move it along with your hand. Remember to keep the pattern nice and even. One out. Now I'm going to show you how to finish the corners off really neatly. Move that one out. Right, so we're going to turn it round to the opposite side now. Now, some of you keep asking me what I do for my main job. I'm going to show you in a video coming up soon, so stay tuned for that one as well. So as my name says, Tweaker Man, I like tweaking on everything, so I'm a bit of an inventor. I like doing all sorts of stuff, and I'll show you some other stuff that I've done which has nothing to do with audio eventually as well. Right, okay, we're coming down to here now. Get that staple out of there. Right, switch this over. Go on the other side now. That's my compressor kicking in again. It's one of these silent compressors, well, very quiet compared to a lot of them are seriously noisy, but this is a very silent compressor. Right. So now you see we've stopped the staples so far along. These ones we're going right to the end with now. and you'll see in a minute why. There we go. So moving up there. Same with this one, we're going straight to the end with these ones. Right, flip it over to the other side. It's just quite tight, this little bit there, so we're just going to squeeze it over. Okay, work our way down here. There we go. Right. Right, so that's it covered there. Now we're going to just do the corners. We're going to sort the corners out and show you how to finish the corners. Right, okay, so this is the corner now. So we're going to pull the fabric down an angle like so, and I'm going to stick a couple of staples in like that. Okay, and then we're going to get our scissors and cut out the salvage bit there. There you go, can you see it? Right, okay, because we don't want it all being thick in the corner too much. There we go. Right, so down here as well, we've got to pull this over and staple that off there. We want to clean the corner out. We don't want it to be all bulky. So just chop that out for now. And now that's our corner bit there. There we go. Pull that over nice and neat. Staple that off, and then we'll just pull this piece in here. Right, okay, I'm going to finish off the other four corners and I'll come back to you in a second. Right, okay, we've finished all the corners off nice and neatly now. So what we're going to be doing is just cutting all the salvage fabric off the back of it. Right, give it that. Now the only problem is I couldn't get any brackets because we're in lockdown still, so everything's shut up at the moment. So I mean, you can use any sort of bracket to fix it to the wall. The type I used was the ones you saw in my other video, which I'll put a link to after this video in the description below. Right, okay, so that's that. So we've covered that totally now. It's very nice. It's almost like a a picture frame really. So now we're going to be using our polyester wadding. We're going to be putting several layers of this in the back of it now. So we're just going to offer the wadding up to the frame like so. Around here. And we'll just cut the wadding. We'll cut 2 layers of this first, like so. Right, so that's 1 layer there. Push that in nice and neat. And I'm going to do another layer. So these are exactly the same as my ones in my AV room. Get that neat again. Alright, okay. Pull that over a bit. Right, okay, so that's 2 layers. And now the second layer I'm going to staple in to hold it all in place. So we're going to cut it slightly bigger, so it gives us enough to staple it down. So I'm just going to cut round the outside of the frame. Right, let's discard that now. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to fold this in like so and staple it down. You can glue this in on the sides, but try not to get too much glue over the actual polyester itself, because you don't want to clog up the polyester with glue. So there we go. Pull that in. Tuck that in nice and neatly. The corners. So what I did is I've got my brackets that just sit on the side. They come out like that, and then you can see the actual screws. But you can get something called a flush mount, where you'd screw it onto the frame and you'd screw it onto the wall, and then you drop it in and you don't see any brackets at all. Now I weren't bothered about seeing the brackets, so I used brass ones on there. So that's that. So there we go. That's our sound absorption panel made. So if we come over here and put it onto the wall, it'll just sit on the wall like so. Looks very nice. I mean, you can get some really nice different wall fabrics. Remember, don't use any polyester fabrics on the surface. Generally wool makes it absorbs the sound better because it's natural. So that's it. So thank you for watching another Tweaker Man video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to give me a like as well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.